I've been working on this project for a while and I'm really excited to finally release this video to the public. So let's not waste a lot of time on an intro. Let's jump right in and take a look at my functioning, yes, I said functioning, Mandalorian inspired rifle. To understand the design concept on this project, I think first we have to talk just a little bit about the Mandalorian's rifle. Now, there's a lot of rifles in the Star Wars galaxy that are similar in design, such as the cycler rifles that are used by the Tusken Raiders. According to multiple Star Wars sources, Mando's rifle is actually an Amban sniper rifle. Now, I think it surprises no one that a bounty hunter like the Mandalorian chooses to use a rifle that's banned in the Star Wars galaxy. And I'll be honest, that's part of the appeal of me wanting one for myself. So the idea for my version of the Mandalorian rifle was born. Now, I've got to take a moment and mention that due to current YouTube policy, I'm not able to give step by step instructions on how to create your own replica of the Mandalorian rifle. It's also important to note that the work done on this particular replica of mine does not in any way alter the function of the firearm, the rate of fire, the legal classification, etc. In this video, I'm simply going to focus on the defining features and characteristics of this Mandalorian inspired rifle. Most prop weapons that we see used in the Star Wars films are actually built on real life firearms, usually older military style rifles and pistols. The Mandalorian's rifle, however, is a bit different. After spending quite a bit of time looking on the internet at screenshots of the Mandalorian's rifle and comparing those to real life firearms, I could find no correlation that leads me to believe that there is a real life actual firearm that is the host for this particular prop rifle. The Mandalorian's rifle is unique in that it's a very skinny profile. It has no levers, bolts, locks, or that type of thing on the action of the firearm itself. Now, if you're out there and you have some secret information that can reveal what the actual host of this prop rifle is, then by all means, hit us up in the comments below because we certainly would like to know. So when thinking about this project, three different types of firearm actions came to mind: a break action, a falling block action, and a rolling block action. Now, the break action being the most readily available and the cheapest was an obvious choice for this particular project. Now, you might be surprised to find out that the host firearm for this particular prop rifle project is actually a Hatfield 410 break action shotgun. There are several features of the Mandalorian's rifle that I knew I had to incorporate into this design. The first of which is the easily identified butt hook at the end of the stock. Though butt hooks are often seen on rifles in the Star Wars galaxy, they are readily available and often used in real life. Butt hooks are often used on precision competition rifles as it aids in steadying the rifle for a more precise shot. This is something also quite useful in a galaxy far, far away. The stock of the Mandalorian rifle, unlike others in the Star Wars galaxy, has a really long length of pull and a really slender design. The next piece of this replica that was very important was the scope. It is a real rifle scope built by Tasco, but it is mounted so far forward on the rifle that it makes the scope unusable. That's okay though, because this gave me the opportunity to come up with some other type of device to use as a sighting device so we could actually go out and enjoy this replica rifle on the range. So what I did first was I drilled and tapped the barrel and I added a small Picatinny rail section to each side of the barrel. Now this gave me a place to mount a laser designator which could act as a sighting device. And since lasers are obviously a thing in the Star Wars galaxy, that is not totally outside the realm of Star Wars reality. Now, a forend is a very important part of a rifle, whether we're talking about real life or the Star Wars galaxy. For this project, I not only had to relocate the forend, but I also had to shorten it. While I was at it, I went ahead and added a little vented upper forend piece as a little bit of flair. Now, underneath the barrel on this replica rifle, you'll notice some tubing that runs from the receiver to the muzzle end. And this kind of had to be there because this is also present on the Mandalorian's rifle. And finally, we've got to talk about the forks or the prongs on the muzzle end of this rifle. Now, on the Disney Plus series, The Mandalorian, these prongs or forks act as a shocking device or a taser. Obviously, they do not function this way on this replica. It's just a non-functioning aesthetic piece, but it certainly looks cool. Before we move on, let's take a quick break. If you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you're over on YouTube, click those bell notifications and engage with us in the comments below. One thing that bugged me throughout this process is I was trying to recreate the Mandalorian's rifle with a shotgun. Thankfully, I came across a cool company named Muzzle. Now, they make rifled adapters for single shot shotguns. And a big thank you to them as they provided me with a 410 222 long rifle adapter for this project. So this is now indeed a legit rifle. The Mandalorian carries around quite a few little silver cartridges that he uses in his rifle. Now, to duplicate these little silver cartridges, I found something really cool with some collectability and history behind it. Back in the 50s, the U.S. military commissioned some 410 shells, the WCC 55 410 M35 shells. And these were to be used in the M6 aircrew survival weapon. Now, these little M35 shotgun shells are solid aluminum case, which are, of course, silver, and a perfect match for this project. Now, the drawback is that they're going to be aesthetic because these particular shells are quite collectible nowadays and far too expensive to go out and shoot on the range. To hold these shells, I once again used one of the Picatinny rails installed with a shell holder that was provided by, big thank you, MCE Digital Armory. There it is. There is my take on the Mandalorian's rifle. I would love to know what you think, so hit me up in the comments below. I want to take a quick minute here at the end of the video and thank all of my Patreon patrons. Now, they had a front row seat to all the behind the scenes stuff as this project was underway. If you want more CloverTac content, along with all kinds of other special perks and goodies, then hop on over to patreon.com/CloverTac and check out what we're doing over there. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Till next time, don't forget to chain fire freedom.